Good afternoon, all of you. So we have seen priorly, we'll just take a recap and then we will start with this today's PPT. Okay. So we had learned about the age of revolutionaries. So like where the revolution started, it started in France, right? And how it spread in different parts of the world. That we have seen how it was carried out, how the people communicated their ideas, and what were their ideas. That all we have seen, right? So now we will see, we have also seen about romanticism, that is regarding the feeling of nationalism and passing the nationalism through different ways. Like the first media was the language, right? Through stories, poems, acts, magazines, so that all the people of the society, whether illiterate or literate, can understand what is told, what is expected from them, how they are going to help in the revolution, right? So we have studied all this. Did you recollect? Can we move ahead? Yeah, we are going to study that today. Okay. Yeah. So I hope you have the textbook, history textbook, 10th standard history textbook with you and a sharp and alert mind. Now, at the forefront of setting up a nation state were Germany, Italy, and Britain. So, after France, who was the pioneer or who were in forefront to set up the national state, nation state was Germany, Italy, and Britain. So there was a unification in all these three countries what we see today. So Germany fought three wars over 7 years to eventually achieve victory and became a nation state. So how it happened, we are going to read through the textbook. Okay, that time you'll understand it in a better way. Then next was Italy. So in Italian nationality, Mazzini for unified Italy. Okay, so he was also one of the nationalists, Italian nationalists. We will also see about two more or three more rather in the textbook. I'll explain you then. Okay. The then chief minister led the movement, tactfully defeating Austrian forces and driving out Spanish rules. So Italy was captured by Spanish and Australian, right? So the chief minister who was the chief minister then, he fought with the Australian forces and means he defeated both Australian and Spanish rulers, the army of Austria and Spanish rulers. Okay, and but Britain remains the best example in the way it unified England, Wales, Scotland, and Ireland to become the United Kingdom of Great Britain. We don't say Britain only, we say United Kingdom of Britain or Great Britain. Why? Because all small countries were unified together. How? Again, we are going to see it while we read the textbook. Okay? Yeah. Page number 19. Yes. The making of Germany and Italy. Germany, can the army be architect of a nation? Doubtful, isn't it? Because we have seen that Hitler was ruling over Germany, or he possessed Germany rather. So after 1848, nationalism in Europe moved away from its association with democracy and revolution.
The making of Germany and Italy. Germany can the army be the architect of a nation. After 1848, nationalism in Europe moved away from its association with democracy and revolution. Nationalist sentiments were often mobilized by conservatives for promoting state power, state power and achieving political domination over Europe. This can be observed in the process by which Germany and Italy came to be unified as nation states. As you have seen, the nationalist feelings were widespread among middle class Germans who in 1848 tried to unite the different regions of the German confederation into a nation state governed by a elected parliament. This, li- this liberal initiative of nation building was, however, repressed by the combined forces of the monarchy and the military supported by the large landowners called Junkers of Prussia. Okay,
So here, what is important, I will just like to tell you, who are called junkers. So this question can be used for 1 mark, objective type of question. So they were the large landowners of Persia. Okay. So just mark it if you have the textbook. Mark it. Large land owners of Persia were called as junkers. Okay.
should I
Yes.
continue?
Continue.
Okay. From then on, Prussia took on the leadership of the movement for national unification. Its chief minister, Otto von Bismarck, was the architect of this process carried out with the help of the Prussia army and bureaucracy. Is it correct?
Persian army and bureaucracy.
Okay, bureaucracy. Three wars over 7 years with Austria, Denmark, and France ended in Prussia. Prussia victory and completed the process of unification in January 1871. The Prussia King William I was proclaimed German emperor in a ceremony held at Versailles.
Okay. So here in this, the last sentences are important. Like from three wars over 7 years with whom Persia, Denmark, and France ended Persia's victory and completed the process of unification. After the unification took place, who was crowned as a king? It was William I. The Persian king William I was proclaimed as a German emperor in the ceremony held at Versailles. Versailles is a place, okay, in Germany. So this is important. Along with this, like this can be used for the answer asked for 3 marks or 5 marks. That is describe unification of Germany. Okay. So this paragraph is important. What Sakshat read, and this is really very important. Okay. This can be asked for the objective type of question. That is 1 mark question. Okay. Fine. Let's move on.
On the bitterly cold morning of 18 January 1871, an assembly comprising princes of the German states, representatives of the army, important important Persian ministers, including the chief minister Otto von uh,
This.
Bismarck, gathered in the unheated hall of mirrors in the palace of Versailles to proclaim the new German Empire headed by Kaiser William I of Persia.
So here only what is important is the name, the chief minister, Otto von Bismarck. Okay. So who was the chief minister of German states in the unification of Germany? So this name is important. Again, important. This sentence is important from the 1 mark question point. Okay.
The nation-building process in Germany had demonstrated the dominance of Persia's state power. The new state placed a strong emphasis on modernizing the currency, banking, legal and judicial systems in Germany. Persian measures and practices often became a model for the rest of the Germany.
So again the same. What took place? Actually, what were the changes? The new state places a strong emphasis on modernizing the currency, banking, legal, and judicial system in Germany. This sentence is important. Mark it. Okay. Next.
4.2 It unified. Like Germany, Italy too had a long history of political fragmentation. Italians were scattered over several dynastic states as well as the multinational Habsburg Empire, during the middle of which the 19th century, Italy was divided into seven states, of which only one, Sardinia Piedmont, was ruled Italy princely house. The north was under the Austrian Habsburgs, the center was ruled by the Pope, and the southern regions were under the domination of the Bourbon kings of Spain. Even the Italian language had not acquired one common form and still had many regional and local variations.
So here you should have an idea exactly how Italy was fragmented, means how Italy was divided into small parts. Okay, so this again will be important. The entire paragraph will be important from the point of view of 5 mark answer. Explain the unification of Italy. Okay, so this is an important paragraph. Mark it. Okay.
During the 1830s, Giuseppe Mazzini had sought to put together a coherent program for a unitary Italian republic. He had also formed a secret society called Young Italy for the dissemination of his goals. The failure of revolutionary uprisings, both in 1831 and 1848, meant that the mantle now fell on Sardinia, Piedmont
Government.
under its ruler king Victor
Amendment.
Emmanuel Emmanuel II to unify the Italian states through war. In the eyes of the ruling elites of this region, a unified Italy offered them the possibility of economic development and political dominance.
Okay, thank you, Tanushree. So here, who was Giuseppe Mazzini? Okay, and the question may ask in this way, or uh, Young Italy was formed by. Okay, so these are the questions. So the first two sentences are important. The from here, Giuseppe Mazzini had fought to put together a coherent program for the unitary Italian Republic. He had also formed a secret society called Young Italy for the dissemination of his goals. So now here students, he found Young Europe and Young Italy, two, uh, two societies or two groups he established, okay, for the unification, for the revolution and unification of Italy. And he was called as the soul of this um, institutes or groups, we can say, Young Europe and Young Italy. Okay, so this is important. You need to remember this. Yeah. Yes. Next.
Chief Minister Carvius, who led the
Carver.
movement to unify the region of Italy, was neither a revolutionary nor a democrat. Like many other valid and educated
Wealthy.
members of the
Elite.
Italian elites, he spoke French much better than he did Italians.
Through the tactful
Yeah.
diplomatic alliance with France engineered by the
Carver.
Sardinian Piedmont succeeded in defeating the Austrian forces in 1859. Apart from regular troops, a large number of armed volunteers under the leadership of
Giuseppe. Giuseppe.
Garibaldi joined the fray. In 1860, they marched into South Italy and the Kingdom of the Two Sicilies and succeeded in winning the support of local peasants in order to drive out the Spanish rulers. In 1861, Victor Emmanuel II was proclaimed king and united Italy. However, much of the Italian population, among whom rates of illiteracy were very high, remained blissfully unaware of liberal liberal nationalist ideology. The peasant masses who had supported Garibaldi in southern Italy never heard of Italia and believed that
Lata. Yeah.
La Italia was
Huh.
Victor Emmanuel's wife.
So in this, nothing more but only the name of who was the chief minister, okay, for the unification of Italy is Cavour. Only that much you have to remember in this. But see that you have this references also, okay?
The strange case of Britain. The model of the nation or the nation state, some scholars have argued, is Great Britain. In Britain, the formation of the nation state was not the result of a sudden upheaval or revolution. It was the result of a long drawn out process. There was no British nation prior to the 18th century. The primary identities of the people who inhabited the British Isles were ethnic ones, such as English, Welsh, Scot, or Irish.
Hmm.
All of these ethnic groups had their own cultural and political traditions. But as the English nation steadily grew in wealth, importance, and power, it was able to extend its influence over the other nations of the islands.
I just need to explain this. Now, from this, you come to know that Britain or British nation was not one. What we find Britain right now, as we say, it is United Kingdom of Britain or Great Britain. So, United Kingdom. So, there were small nations or small countries which came together, which unified to form Great Britain. So, United Kingdom of Great Britain. Okay. So, who were they? So, they were it was England, then Scotland and Ireland. They were separate. They had a different language, different culture, different political powers in individually. After that, they got united and they formed the United Kingdom of Great Britain. Okay, so this part, the primary identities of the people from there. So till over the other nations of island. This is an important part. Okay.
The English Parliament, which had seized power from the monarchy in 1688 at the end of a protracted conflict, was the instrument through which a nation state with England and its centre came to be forged.
Hmm.
The action of Union 1701 between England and Scotland that resulted in the formation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain meant in effect that England was able to impose its influence on Scotland. The British Parliament was henceforth dominated by the English members. The growth of a British identity meant that Scotland's distinctive culture and political institutions were, were systematically suppressed. The Catholic lands that inhabited the Scottish Highlands suffered terrible repressions
Yeah.
repressions whenever they attempted to assert their independence. The Scottish Highlanders were forbidden to speak their Gaelic language or wear their national dress, and large numbers were forcibly driven out of their homeland.
Okay. So, what was the condition then? How the rulers were ruling the Catholic clan? That was been told, and that was in Scotland or Scottish Highland. Okay. Yeah. And now, what is the condition of Ireland? That we will see.
Ireland suffered a similar fate. It was a country deeply divided between Catholics and Protestants. The English helped the Protestants of Ireland to establish their dominance over a largely Catholic country. Catholic revolts against British dominance were suppressed. After a failed revolt led by Wolfe and his United Irishmen (1798), Ireland was forcibly incorporated into the United Kingdom in 1881. A new British nation was forged through the propagation of a dominant English culture. The symbols the symbols of the new Britain, the British flag, that is Union Jack, the national anthem, God Save Our Noble King, the English language were actively promoted and the older nations survived only as subordinate partners in this union.
So this is how, like in Ireland, also the situation was same as Scotland, a Scottish Highland. So what took place was like they how they propagated their own things. They established or they formed a British flag. Then they had a national anthem and the English language which they promoted all over the world. Okay, not only in that particular area, not only in Britain, Great Britain, but also up over the world slowly. Okay, so this three paragraphs what we have learned together will form your answer for 5 marks for unification of Great Britain. So students, please keenly listen to me. Okay, I'm telling you the points what should be included in this answer. So, Romanticism was a cultural movement which sought to develop a particular form of nationalist sentiments in the following way. So, what was it? It was a cultural movement. And why it was developed? To form a particular nationalist sentiments in the following way. So, what were the ways in which it was being followed or developed? Was critical approach towards reason and science. We have seen what romanticism, what was its approach, right? So romantic artists criticized the glorification of reason and science and focused on emotions, intuitions, and mystical feelings. I had asked you to underline this or mark this question, this sentence. Okay, that is your first point. The second point, folk culture as a spirit of nation. Okay, so Herder claimed that through folk songs, folk poetries, and folk dances, the true spirit of nation would be popularized. You will get this sentence in the textbook only. Okay. Then thirdly, emphasis on a vernacular language. So they gave emphasis on vernacular language to cover the nation spirit and to carry the modern nationalist message to large audience who are mostly illiterate. Okay, got it? Got the first answer? First, what is romanticism? The definition you have to write. Then, what was its approach? Critical approach about the second point about the folk culture, and third about the vernacular language. Okay. In this way, you can write the answer in 3 points. Now, is the next question is, why did the German Assembly of 1848 have to disband? Okay, so here also the answer you can get it in the textbook. In German regions, a large number of political associations whose members were middle class professionals, businessmen, and prosperous artisans came together in the city of Frankfurt and decided to vote for an all German National Assembly. Okay. So on 18th May 1848, 831 elected representatives marched in the festive procession to take their places in the Frankfurt Parliament and decide to vote. Festive procession to take their places in the Frankfurt Parliament conveyed in the Church of St. Paul. They drafted a constitution for the German nation to be headed by a monarchy subject to a parliament. When the deputies offered the crown on these terms to Frederick William IV, the King of Prussia, he rejected it and joined other monarchs to oppose the elected assembly. While the opposition of the autocracy and military became stronger, the social basis of parliament eroded. The parliament was dominated by the middle classes who resisted the demands of the workers, the artisans, and consequently lost their support. In the end, troops were called in and the assembly was forced to disband. Okay, so this way you have this in your textbook. Please read it properly. So that is all about today's lecture. I hope you are getting the points.
If you like our videos, do share them and subscribe to our channel. If you want awesome quizzes, write to us. Keep watching and keep learning with Walnut.